So, in the super fast-moving world of crypto, regulation is, well, it's everything. And right now, all eyes are on South Africa. They've just made a move that isn't just going to reshape their own digital economy, but it could actually set a blueprint for nations all over the globe. So let's get into it and break down what's really happening and why it matters so much.
You just gotta love a headline with a good sense of humor, right? Now, obviously, you're not going to see magic internet money written into any official legal documents, but it just perfectly captures the feeling in the crypto community. After years of uncertainty, we finally got a moment of real clarity.
But all jokes aside, this is serious stuff. This isn't just some small tweak to the rules. What South Africa is doing here is laying down a truly foundational piece of law. And this single decision has massive real-world consequences for how money, technology, and investment are going to work in the region from here on out. So, what's at the very heart of this change? Well, it all boils down to one crucial decision. How do you legally classify cryptocurrencies? Are they money or are they something else entirely? The official classification they've landed on is intangible assets. Now, I know that might sound like a bit of legal jargon, but it's actually simpler than you think. Just think about things like software, or a patent, or even a brand's reputation. You can't physically touch them, but they have immense value. Well, that's exactly the box where South Africa is now placing Bitcoin. And trust me, this distinction means everything. See, if you treat crypto like a currency, you'd have to regulate it for everyday transactions, like buying a coffee. But by defining it as an asset, the entire focus shifts. The government is now treating it like property or stocks, something you own and invest in. This one seemingly small change completely rewrites the entire rulebook.
Okay, so we've got the new definition. But what does this actually mean for people and for businesses on the ground in South Africa? Let's take a look at the immediate ripple effects.
And you can already see the domino effect this clarity creates. First off, investors finally have clear rules for tax reporting. That removes a huge headache and a major barrier that was keeping a lot of people out. Second, you've got the big institutions, like banks, who've been sitting on the sidelines because of all the legal risks. Now they have a framework to actually get involved and offer crypto services. This combination just boosts confidence like crazy for both local and international investors. And the result? A huge anticipated surge in trading activity. This isn't just a local story, though. When a major economy like South Africa makes a big move like this, you can bet other countries are paying very, very close attention. It sets an incredibly powerful precedent. A lot of people are calling this a potential game changer for the entire African continent. For years, so many neighboring countries have been in this wait-and-see mode when it comes to crypto. And now, South Africa has just provided a potential roadmap that a lot of them could choose to follow. By being one of the first major emerging markets to provide this kind of clarity, South Africa is setting a vital precedent. It's basically sending a clear signal to the rest of the world that says, hey, we are open for business in the digital economy and we've got the rules to prove it. So, what's the big takeaway here? This decision really marks the end of the Wild West era for crypto in the region. It's the beginning of a whole new, much more structured chapter for the digital economy. I mean, the journey has been a move from total chaos to real clarity. We've gone from a state of legal limbo, where nobody was sure of the rules, to a clear, defined status as a regulated financial asset. This is the stability the market has been craving.
And that, of course, leaves us with a big question. South Africa has laid its cards on the table with a clear framework. So now the world watches. Are other nations going to copy this playbook, or are they going to try and forge their own paths? The global regulatory race for crypto is just getting started, and it is going to be absolutely fascinating to watch.